Hey everyone, what's going on? Greg here again from Team Blast. So I have a local SEO client. They are a locksmith company in Utah, and one of their target keywords is locksmith Salt Lake City. By working with me now, we went from around a 7% of the time on page one of Google to now 28% of the time. That's a 300% increase on page one visibility. They're going to get more impressions, website clicks, and phone calls. What I really focus on for all of my clients is something called share of local voice. So if you ever go on your phone or on your computer, search for a locksmith, Google only displays the top three listings. That's what's going to get the majority of phone calls, website clicks, bookings, and much more. If you go to a map search, you're going to get all the listings here. For some of my clients, we're talking like 160 different competitors might be in the same, let's say, 10-mile radius going after the keyword locksmith, Salt Lake City. So you can understand that if you're positioned, let's say 35, you have 34 other companies ahead of you on map search. You're probably not getting many phone calls. Therefore, you are either overspending on Google ads or Bing ads to make up the difference, or you're trying to do maybe direct mailers to figure out a way to get more customers. So this is really where local SEO can come into play and help you out. So again, I'm looking at Local Falcon over here. I really like this view that the tool gives me. So I can see all the top competitors. My client is the blue line. So you can see way back in October, we had a 7% share. Then I made some changes that initially did not work. So you can see that in November, we went from like a 7% to like maybe I think it was around 4.96 consistently, not strong. So I had to then rechange the strategy, which I'm going to get into. And now we're actually seeing that hockey stick effect that's taking place. We went from around that 7% now to 28% of the time on page one. This is just my client view as well, just to kind of show you from a line graph. We are now seeing that improvement, which is really good in December. Historically, also December is a very slow month, so we're actually going to have a stronger December than we should because we have better rankings, and hopefully that bleeds into January when demand picks up as well. So here's how the map is changing. So again, I talked about share of local voice and those green dots, and this is just the visual of it. The best way to look at this is that on the far left, this was the initial scan. Then in November, I started to see some changes, which were good. We just weren't really getting as many dots green as I wanted. And now on December 15th, you can see plenty of green dots. This is great. And actually, what I do now from my clients is that once we kind of achieve what we want, let's say in a 6-mile radius, we're going to get a little bit more competitive in different areas too. So we might look at different towns or cities, or we might even expand this from 6 miles to 8 miles or 9 miles, just to get an idea of how far can we really push this to get more impressions, more searches, and more phone calls too. Okay. So what I've done is the following. Number one, Local Falcon. That's the tool I use. You run to get the baseline heat map scan. So initially we tried 15 miles. It was too broad. The dots in between were too far. I changed it to 6. And then I ran obviously for Locksmith Salt Lake City, along with other keywords too. Next, I updated their Google business profile, things like questions and answers, the description. So I use Microsoft Copilot to help me draft up a different description that I could use. And I also have been using the updated section and products and services. And I've been basically rewriting different areas to really focus on the keyword locksmith Salt Lake City. Next, I've been looking at competitors from a Local Falcon perspective. So, competitors are obviously who's ranking at the top. Number 4, I will then use Copilot. So again, Microsoft Copilot, but I would also, I bought the ChatGPT Plus subscription, and I've been using it now for like mass a scale analysis when it comes to local SEO. I'm actually gonna do a video about this. But basically though, I do a lot of gap analysis here. I know some gaps where like maybe there's some categories we're missing or secondary categories we didn't have. How often they were doing updates, photos, reviews. There's a lot of things that I kind of, garnered from this information to help my client rank better. Next, so I mentioned before, in November, I actually changed some of the secondary categories. It resulted in worse rankings for my client. That's okay because I noticed that trend. I did a few more scans. It proved out, hey, the ranks are not improving. We need to change our strategy. We did. Now we're having that consistent upwards, getting close to 30% now of page one rankings for Locksmith Salt Lake City. So again, I'm really excited for this. Next, an overlooked aspect is local schema markup. So I added that. I wrote the code out. Added it to the website. I also had ChatGPT help me as well to add a description to that. I think it's a minor ranking factor, but again, if you think of everything as equal, if you have local schema markup, it's like a highlighted section on a book, helps Google know exactly what your address is and the service you provide. Next, I sync all my changes into Bing on a weekly basis. I also go into Apple Business Connect. That's something else I'm actually working on for my client, but I will add photos. I will do showcases. I will add things like availability or scheduling buttons to get them more visibility. I'm also trying to push more Yelp reviews. That's a little bit harder, but Yelp is a ranking factor when it comes to Apple. And then number 8, my client does get reviews on Google and they respond to them, and that is a ranking factor. But it's more than simply just a ranking factor. It's actually a trust signal as well. So I think that's actually what's helping them get more phone calls. But this is it really in a high level summary. I'm taking share away from the top two actually, the top two. So the green and the red, I'm slowly taking share away from their business for the keyword Locksmith Salt Lake City. It's helping my client rank a little bit better. Again, December is going to be their strongest month ever for their business. And historically, December should be one of the slowest months. So I feel really optimistic about where they're going to be in December and also moving forward in January. Anyway, thanks for watching this video.